Well, hello from inside the hot tent. Yes, I've got my nice Danchill outdoor wood stove going and it's nice in here. I just started her up, so I'm getting ready for a night out here in the tent. So tonight I'm going to stay out here in the tent. Winter storm's on the way, between 7 and 12 centimeters of snow. So you guys know I love hot tenting in a good storm. So I'm going to get ready and get my bed all set up, and we'll cook some supper soon. Yes, it was really stressful poking a hole through the ceiling of my canvas wall tent. For those of you guys that don't know, I made this tent myself. There is a spot where the old stove used to come out of, and you can see some magnets there, 1, 2, 3. That's where I put the fiberglass blanket kind of behind the fire there. So yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking punching that through the ceiling, but I think it's going to be fine. I'm not too worried about it. Nice little spot in the forest here. It's a little bit open, so I might get a bit of snow on the tent. I may have to get up and deal with that in the night. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the fly here with the wood stove. When I don't have the wood stove in there, the plan is to kind of put a little skylight there. I've got some clear plastic windows with my ice fishing hut, so that'll be like a skylight when I'm not using the stove. Well, let me tell you, it's getting really nice and warm in here. I've had the fire going now for hours, and it's great. It doesn't chew through the wood too quickly, depending on how much oxygen you give it, obviously. So it's really nice. I've just set up the my fly for the tent outside. Kind of don't want a whole bunch of snow landing on the roof of this. Of course, I didn't put the fly over where the stove comes out. I might have to buy one of those little stove jacks that has like a little silicone seal around it. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, I didn't put the fly over, within like about a foot or half a foot actually of the stack, so I don't want it to catch on fire. All right, so we got supper going here. We've got some macaroni and cheese, a little bit of tea right there. It certainly is warm in here. Ended up with one spark there on the roof, not good, so I extend the stack a little bit. Hopefully that helps out. That's really good, almost all done. Some noodles and some guacamole. Well, it's just started sleeting outside. And I have some nice hot tea. Royce is sticking his head out from underneath the tent, letting all the warm air out. He's chewing on a log next to the tent. So I've got to kind of have a short leash on him here. I don't want him knocking things down, but man, I was really hoping it wasn't going to rain or do freezing rain, but it sounds like that's what we're getting right now. Certainly snug in here. The tent itself is waterproofed. I ended up using waterproofing spray on everything. So hopefully it holds up. Of course, I'll be checking on things throughout the night just to make sure everything's okay. I always like to put my gear to an extreme test. So we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe we won't get 20 centimeters. Maybe we're going to get most of this as rain or sleet. I don't know. It's going to be down to about -5 tonight. So right now I think it's around -1. So I suspect that things will change over to snow. I don't know, maybe around midnight or something like that. All the snow is supposed to be finished up by 8 in the morning. So we're going to get 20 centimeters by 8 in the morning. It's going to come down fast and furious. Using this little gizmo here, just attached to a Ryobi battery with a light bulb, LED light bulb, just to kind of keep the tent lit up. Over there I have my little, you guys remember that little LED strip that you can plug into a power bank? I don't really have that up today, but this is going to go pretty well. I think you can get 6 hours out of a battery on one of those LED bulbs, so it should be pretty good. Hope you guys get out and do some winter camping as well this season. It's always lots of fun to get out in a hot tent when it's really blustery outside. It's one of my favorite things to do. There we are, all lit up for the night. It's really pretty. This has got some of the firewood there. He loves chewing on wood. Royce is having a heck of a hard time settling down in the tent. Wants to play and wrestle and just really not cool at all. So hopefully he sacks out pretty soon. I'm just going to get the sleeping bags all rolled out and ready. It's pretty warm in here. I don't know, I'd say it's probably about like 17 degrees or something like that. Chilly out there. There's the back windows of my canvas wall tent. So those roll up in the spring and there's no seam fabric over the windows. So it's really nice, bug-free, and it's dry and it's warm. It's not like camping in a regular tent that's kind of made of plastic where you just feel clammy and wet. I love canvas wall tents because they just feel so nice and dry and really snug, especially if you got a heater like this nice wood stove. Well, I'm just about ready for bed. It's getting on to about 10 o'clock tonight, so I'm just going to rest and listen to the snow coming down. I'll probably get up in the night to check on things just to make sure everything's fine and dampen down the stove. Well, I feel cheated. Not a whole lot of snow came down. Maybe all total 5 centimeters or something like that. I was hoping for the good old 20 centimeters, but the woodland looks pretty, doesn't it? It's really nice through the night. Very quiet. Didn't hear a thing. Not a coyote, not an owl, nothing. Tarp's a little bit folded down there, but got up one time in the night to kind of bang it off, so there's actually a little bit more snow than you see on there. Just getting some breakfast ready, getting the stove going. I like not to run the stove overnight. Got a little bit worried after that one spark landed on the top of it. It seemed to help though with the higher stack, and then I just didn't use the pine anymore. It's just the maple. So yeah, gonna get the fire going again, and we're gonna make some breakfast. Just headed off in the woods to go get some kindling. That's pretty nice, fluffy stuff. Swore I heard something walking around here last. Oh, well, look at that. It's just a squirrel, no biggie. I thought I heard coyote or something in here last night. I heard something a little heavier, kind of walking, kind of pause. Dog didn't really wake up, so maybe it was just in my head. Isn't this pretty? Bryce was a good boy all night. He just curled up right by my head, and I just wrapped him in a wool blanket. He was fine, but he just sort of sat on top of one of the mats in a wool blanket. Slept the whole night. What a champ. Took a while to calm him down. Like, he just gets really hyper, I find, before bedtime, probably because he's overtired. But once he sacked out, he just barely moved all night long. It was good. He was a really warm little hot water bottle for me in the tent. It was nice. Well, I didn't finish my tea last night, so it froze. You can see the water going underneath it, so it's only like a first little bit. So I'm gonna make some coffee this morning, so I better put this up here to kind of warm up a little bit. It's not really hot on this side, just enough to kind of melt it. This morning I've got some eggs, I've got some bacon, and I have some hash browns. Ugh, this fell down. Gotta figure out a better way to secure that. Or a heavier magnet, or snaps, or sew it on, I'm not sure. Got rid of the tea, time for coffee. Ooh, that's hot on a cold morning like this. See my breath in the tent. It's getting warm in here though. Oh look, it's the abominable snowman coming to check in on us. I just have him on the tracker. He's piddling around outside. GPS tracker is pretty good. I can, let him do his thing and then just sort of keep an eye on him on my phone here. I don't need any kind of internet signal or anything like that. So it's pretty good. He has his freedom, but I can have an eye on where he's at. Sometimes if he goes too far, I just blow the whistle and back he comes. He's really good with that kind of emergency recall so far. Well, the sun's coming up. You can see some rays of sunshine there. That's what I love about these canvas wall tents. It's always super bright in here, and it's not humid. There's that hole from that ash that came down, so I'll put a patch on that. And that's why having a wood stove in a plastic, those like synthetic fabric tents is such a bad idea, because they do give off some sparks occasionally. And with this, it just sort of kind of just had like a little ember and made a hole, and that was that. Whereas if it's in a plastic tent, it can just really instantly melt, or God forbid it completely caught on fire, it would just melt on top of you. So that's why I don't really have the wood stove on at night when I'm asleep, and unless it's just like slow, like little embers, it couldn't really produce much of a, a lot of ashes and sparks and stuff. But so I don't have it on overnight, and I don't really like those plastic tents with wood stoves. Well, I'll say that looks pretty tasty. I'm gonna get the bacon on next. Darn. 25-second rule. Fell out of the pan there and I was putting it on a plate. Oh well, Royce will clean this up later. There's breakfast. Oh yeah, looks really good. Super hungry. So nice to have a nice hot breakfast on a cool morning. I also like eating lots of protein as well with my carbs. Just feel satiated, you know? Woo! That's hot. Some kind of fly in here. I don't know what fly is active in the wintertime, but it's activated. Royce was nibbling at his tail this morning, so I wonder if maybe that bit him in the night or something. I have no idea what that is. Just love how this stove takes huge logs. This is another big chunk of maple. To get the fire going this morning, there was a lot of damp kindling out there. It's not very good, but thankfully I have lots of dry maple and ironwood and a little bit of pine that I won't use too much of. But that ironwood went really well there, so now I've got that maple in there, so we're gonna have a nice warm morning. There you can see my waterproofing worked. It's all beaded up on the roof there, so thank goodness I went through several cans of the waterproofer. It's not wet at all in here. It's not even damp. It's wonderful. So nice to see the sun out. We have a handful of times I've seen the sun in the last month. It's beautiful. What a great day to be in the woods. Great start to 2021. Making up his own games. He gets so bored. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the little overnighter here in the tent just to test out my little Danchel outdoor wood stove. I think it was a success. A few things I would probably change would be I gotta do some adjustments to my door here and also to the fiberglass mat that I've got behind the fire stove. I need to kind of find a more permanent way to attach that. And I'm gonna finish up the sleeve there for the stack. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll make some kind of a baffle for inside of the stove so that some of the sparks just can't get right up and out that stack and potentially burn my stove. So if you guys have any ideas below on modifications I should make, let me know down below in the comments. Hope you guys have a great week and we'll see you in the next video.